Hello, shooters, loaders, and casters. Welcome to the Georgia Shooting Connection Friday Night Live stream. We're glad you're here. We've got the usual suspects and some more invites out, so maybe some more folks will be popping in and out with us here in a little bit. Kyle, do that thing you do.
Welcome to Friday night. Thank God it's Friday, end of another wonderful work week. Um, I'm glad it's over. Some of y'all may have to work tomorrow, and I'm sorry about that. But I do not. And hopefully, looking forward to a little bitty vacation next weekend. Um, Glad to see everybody in the side chat. It's popping and hopping, and everybody's having fun, and that's great. That's what we're here for. We have a wonderful panel, and we were just discussing some awesome topics that we're going to be taking care of. And I'm going to throw it. Let's see if I can do this right. Mock.
Howdy, folks. Good to see everybody. Weather's back to January weather, and just looking forward to hanging out. Thanks for having me. Good to see everybody. Side chat, you guys rock. Thanks for hanging out on Friday night. Pass it over to Gene.
Howdy, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. Thanks for the invite. Always appreciate it. It's my favorite night of the week. I love being here. I'm ready for some schooling. Let's get it on.
Hey, folks. Good to be here again this Friday evening. It's something we look forward to all week long. I know most of you do as well. I'm watching the numbers over here on my phone, and the top chat there is cranking up. Every time I look over there, there's 2 or 3 more folks there. So that's good. Been in a kind of a busy day at the casting pot for me this week. I got 2 or 3 moles cast up, and just haven't leaked out the videos yet, but they're coming out in the next couple of days. So that'll be good. And let's see what else. That's about it. Stopped raining in California for a while, which is good. We're starting to dry out a little bit and coming out of that drought. So all that's good. Nice clear day here. So how about we jump up to that guy up there in the corner? The guy who's got hair all over his head except on top of it. Is he awake?
I'm saying hello to everybody. The side chat is hopping.
You're typing. Yeah, they are.
Hello, everybody. Glad to see you all here. Glad to be here myself. We had a heck of a week. Really busy, really a lot going on over here. I was able to get a couple videos squeezed in. I found a good slot. I can squeeze them in after the day's over for most people. I get to get down in my room, and I had to kick myself out about 3 days this week. It got pushing for 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was still down there twisting handles and pulling cranks, and I had to go to bed. But it was really good to get down there and not have to worry about being somewhere else. So
Nice.
I was able to get some stuff done. There's the Scotsman. And we got some good topics tonight, guys. We got a couple things we want to talk about, and of course we're going to be driven by you guys. So if you've got something that you want to talk about or add to the conversation, absolutely. We try and watch the side chat as much as we can. So we're going to talk a little bit about touching on what we talked about last week, reloading and calibers and such. And we kind of neglected. Jamie brought up that we kind of neglected talking about commercially available bullets. So maybe somebody's got some commonality with some commercially available projectiles that you like. You might want to talk about loading in different calibers. And then, of course, we had a big one this week with Alec Baldwin finally getting his just spanking. Let's see how far that goes. And whatever else you guys want to bring up and talk about. So, Jamie, I'll turn it back over to you.
Has everybody said good evening to the nice folks? Mop, you and Gene get to talk?
Yes, sir.
All right, I've been wow. We got 34 out there already, and we just started. If y'all give us a few more minutes, maybe some more folks will come in here. They already are. We'll say hey to everybody in the side chat. what do we want to talk about first? I mean, we got this ATF stuff going on, and I missed that. CW sent a group a link in our group text thing that we got going on, and I was at work, and it was like, you are not watching that crap on our network. This is the government. So I didn't get to see that. So y'all have to fill me in if you want to. Um, uh, Alec Baldwin thing. Why don't we talk about that first? And
Sure.
but before we get too deep into that, I want to say one thing. You know, it kind of somebody made the comment last weekend that you guys geek out on some cast bullets, and it dawned on me when I read that we kind of do. We
Yeah.
get in here on Friday nights, and we don't really talk much about store bought bullets, as I put it, me and CW put it, and that's the most readily available thing for most folks. But I think even guys that are just shooters, they don't reload at all. I think even they can relate to some of the bullets that we buy and load, um, because they can they can relate. They can go buy ammunition loaded with those projectiles. All you gotta do is look around for them, and some of them are very common. But we'll get to that in a little bit, and uh, we're already getting on the Alec Baldwin thing. Good to see Scotsman out there. Um, Andy Andy's going to start selling zinc.
I bet you could sell quite a few, Andy. I really do.
Yeah, I bet he could too. Abigail got another 100 rounds of 20 gauge today.
Nice.
But
Cool.
this is the thing that we need to remember about the whole Alec Baldwin. There's Hillbilly up. I forgot to
Hey,
send
man,
you a
what are you
link.
doing?
Let me send you a link, Hillbilly, if you want to join us.
There's Macman too.
Macman, you want a link? This is the thing. An indictment means that there is evidence that is likely enough for you to be convicted of what you've been indicted for. We got to remember, in the American legal system, last I checked, the law says that you are innocent until proven guilty. But I think we all know, in reality, it's you are guilty until you can prove yourself innocent if you've been charged with something, particularly if you've been indicted. Um, do you think, Cranky? I don't know if it will be or not.
Yeah, that's going to be a distraction. I agree. They want that all over the place to keep everybody's minds off of everything else.
Not just that, it fits right into that anti-gun agenda, does it not?
Yeah, pretty much.
Hello, Craig. Hello, Andy.
There's
Hello,
been a
Chris.
lot of going back and forth about accidental versus negligence. And I can see it being an accident because, let's face it, a lot of the actors and elites, the arrogance and the cockiness think, well, everything should be just ready to go at my command. He may not have known anything about that gun. I'm not excluding him as not being charged. He should be charged because he should have known, especially hearing the fact that they went out and had range day somewhere else in the
That's
desert
what I was just going to say. That's how
before
they said it
before they went out, and did the set. So if I'm holding this gun that's actually shooting something, and I get on the set later and I look at this thing and think, wait a minute, is this real? I mean, where's this freaking brain at? I'm a gun owner, so I see it a little differently than someone that doesn't own or get into it. And I bet you a lot of these actors that are against them are closet gun owners anyway.
Yep. He was just that day or the previous day out shooting that gun.
Yeah. So when you say
He
accidental,
doesn't know. He was just shooting it.
right?
But he doesn't know. It just doesn't compute.
But the arrogance of these people, they think they're better, and they everything should be catered to them. I can see where it got lost in the process of, is this loaded? Is it real? Blah blah. Well, the fact that they're going from charging him and the prop guy or gal, sorry, to 5 other people, come on, that's a scapegoat to get him off.
I think it all boils down to he did not do his due diligence to make sure that that gun
Right.
was not loaded when it was handed to him.
But you're thinking like a gun owner, not an actor. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just to play the advocate, you're playing, you're talking from a gun owning aspect versus an actor's aspect.
If Mark, if you were to hand me a gun
Yes.
on the firing line, what would I do?
You'd check the chambers.
Make sure it's empty.
Right.
Now
we all would.
I'm fixing to fake act and point it at somebody else, another human being. I would make sure that gun was not loaded.
Yeah, it's the armorer, the lady armorer that's being charged.
Yes, it's not her fault. It's his fault. Not you, Jamie. I'm sorry.
I think it's a combination. She was not certified or skilled. Her dad, they said her dad was an armorer for the movie
That's
sets.
not my phone. Don't blame me. Not my phone.
And that's how she got the position she got.
It's still bullshit. Excuse me, PG. My bad. It's still his fault for not checking a firearm that is capable of firing, and him not
in his hands
to make sure that it's loaded with dummies or whatever, depending on the scene.
I agree. I can see the accidental side of things because they're arrogant and actually dumb. They just act. They got a pretty face.
I also think he should have been arrested and held until this comes out, like
someone else.
Like
someone else.
Me.
Anyone else?
Like you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Like anyone else would have.
No, we've been sitting in jail until it's determined if we're guilty or not. If they're going to file charges on us or not.
Right.
Or indict us, however you want to put it. We'd be sitting inside of a cell waiting on that.
Yep.
But because of his notoriety and his money behind him, he's walking around.
All right, we're starting to get on the political side of things. I just wanted to make the point it was his fault for not making sure that gun was safe when it was handed.
Yeah.
He pulled the trigger. He is responsible.
Yeah, but he has to be the primary.
And why did he point it at them and pull the trigger?
I was contemplating maybe she wanted to, as a director, wanted to fine tune the scene or whatever. I don't know. I don't want nothing pointed at me. I don't care if it's fake or not. Or, that's another protection device. Do not point it at something you do not wish to destroy.
I mean, here's my thing. As a director, why would you say, "Hey, point that gun at me and pull the trigger"?
Their head ain't in the game. They're not a gun owner. They don't know.
I'm sorry, but that sounded real Alabama-ish out of my mouth. I really didn't mean it to sound that way.
It's going to be a Jerry Springer crap show on TV for the next few months as soon as this trial starts. So.
You said
you
it.
Still got one?
And that's what everybody wants. Everybody wants that stupid stuff on TV.
It's his action.
First world problems.
Yeah, I guess. And Ricky, you still haven't called me back, sir. Okay, anyway.
Yeah, Cranky said he didn't think that the prop girl, that lady, was. And Abigail, I'm going to take a slight objection. Can y'all hear me?
Oh, yes.
Sir.
My Wi-Fi is freaking out. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yep.
I hear
Yes.
you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. I would beg to differ, Abigail. The person handling the gun is not more at fault than the person who commits the thing.
That's what I was saying. You hand me a gun, the first thing I'm doing is making sure it's unloaded unless I load it.
I mean, let's look at a gun counter. When we're at the gun counter and the clerk or the owner hands us a gun, he checks it before he hands it to us. I check it when I
I
receive
check
it,
it when I get it.
and when I give it to my buddy, he looks at it.
Yeah.
I
Well, what are you
can't
doing
tell
that
you.
for? Because I saw that and I want to clear that. I want to make sure it's clear. And
I
even though
can't
you
tell
know
you.
it's clear, guess where it's getting pointed? At the floor.
Yeah. How many times working behind the counter, I would hand a gun to a person, open and look at it, hand it to them, get it back from them, open it, look at it, put it down, pick it up, look at it. And they would comment, you know that gun's not loaded. What do you keep looking at it for? I said, no, I don't know it's not loaded. Once it leaves my possession, I don't know it's not loaded.
Right.
I don't know what happened to it.
And we're doing a whole lot of preaching to the choir.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I think we beat that thing to the ground. I don't know.
We grabbed the barrel and used the butt of the pistol grip and beat that.
Look,
Yeah.
even when
Right, damn it.
even when we met up to have a range day, when we shot each other's guns, I would load a magazine, lock the slide back, and lay the magazine next to the firearm. And then whoever's going to shoot one of mine, or if I'm shooting one of you guys's, then that's the way it is. That I load it, I chamber it, I know it's in my hands. When I'm
Right.
done, I drop the magazine, I clear it, lock the slide back, and lay it back down, and pointing down range.
I'm
The only time I'll
never-
hand a gun with anything in it, you don't even hand it. You leave it on the bench where you're shooting, and it's right there. Have your friend or whoever put the mag in. You know, there's always a safety step involved.
I'm
You
never
always
going to have
have.
you loaded anything because you're going to have to load the magazine if you want to shoot
That's right.
it.
So
Saves me my thumb wear. I'm wearing.
I'm way behind on comments, but I do want to address Cranky's comment here. Um, he wasn't just the actor; it was his set. He was in charge. That is spot on. He
That's right.
was the executive producer, and he was on the set, starring in the film. Uh, Andy made the point that the prop girl is not the armorer. The armorer is not the prop girl. Um, Chico's dead on with that comment. Treat all guns as they were loaded. And there's our buddy, Mr. McMahon. What's
How you
going
doing,
on?
guys? Hi, guys.
Hey, Mac.
Good to see you all.
Good for you to be here, man. It's always good to see you.
Welcome
Uh-oh.
aboard.
There's a
Welcome to
sighting.
the party, pal.
Oh,
Oh Lord, we've had a sighting.
you ready to go?
Count us down, Viejo.
Here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
Wow.
Hiya, Mario. ¿Cómo está, vato?
Hey Mario, how you doing, brother?
What is he called, Mark?
West Coast weirdo.
That's him.
And there he is. Oh Lord. What was my I guess was my alto too much?
Just a little bit.
The dog turned around and looked at me like this,
Yeah.
and then Angel was like,
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with Daddy?
They probably looked at each other and went, "Oh my God, here we go."
Yeah, and so it begins.
Yeah, Abigail, I can see what you're saying. I don't disagree with you, dear. It's uh,
The chain that the handgun was passed in is
Yeah,
yeah,
but the buck stops with him. You know.
It does. The last one in possession when the actual accident or intentional happened,
There were other
he was the last
contributors.
one to touch said firearm. So
But had there been nobody else in the chain, it's still his, ultimately his fault. So
right.
even though there were others they kind of contributed to the comedy of tragedy there, that he still ultimately
Did you just
comes
say
down
the
to him.
comedy of tragedy?
I don't know what else to call it. It wasn't a comedy of errors; it was a comedy of stupidity.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
ineptness.
there were a lot of people involved, but at the end of the day,
Mhm.
it in my opinion, it was his responsibility to go, oh, hey, you want this back?
Yeah. The next thing, of course, will be to see what happens. All that's happened now is that they've been charged, and having been charged and doing, becoming convicted are two different things. And then how much of your sentence do you actually have to, you know, take is a third thing still. So
there's a lot of cards still to be dealt in this card game. And at the end of the day, it may be a draw. I don't know. But I'm glad they charged somebody with something because she died.
yeah.
I agree, Idaho. Him and Nicolas Cage both. I don't think Nicolas Cage needs to be doing the one he's doing either.
No.
I'm not a movie guy. I just saw credits or whatever the previews, and I think it's dumb.
Well, Nicolas Cage takes any script he gets, that's look at his movie history.
He has a certain niche, not Western with a cowboy hat on. Sorry.
Right.
His accent is fake. Okay, I'm shutting up. I like him in other things, but not that.
I'm not familiar with what you're talking about.
Yeah. Abigail's right too. We got other things to do. The only reason I know that he was indicted is because they were talking about it this morning when I was getting out of the shower on the Today Show.
Yeah.
So, and the only reason I watch that is the timeline lets you know what time it is. Certain things happen at certain times, and you get to where I gotta hurry. It's already they're already doing the weather. I got 5 more minutes.
I got to get my coffee and get going.
Right. I got to get in the shower. I better start getting dressed. Damn, they're doing the weather.
Well, that's how my brain works.
No, that's how everybody's brain works. I don't care who you are. Everybody in the side chat, they have their morning routine. I get up, I go out, let the dog out, and then I turn on a YouTube video, and then an alarm goes off. I'm like, okay, and then I put on my own little music mix that's pre-saved, and I know when the Eagles start playing Hotel California, your fat ass better be in the shower, man. So it's normal. Everybody does it.
See, the problem with that statement, Daniel, is that I'm not afraid to talk about Watergate or JFK. I've done a lot of research on JFK, and that's the government still wants you to believe that Lee Harvey Oswald killed him by himself.
I think they've already proved that didn't happen. But since everybody involved in it is dead, they released a video.
Yeah,
I'm not going any further than that.
It's all been independent research, not government research.
Y'all can figure it out.
There's James Pugh. Idaho, the answer to that question is how old is your son?
Exactly. Exactly.
Damn it.
But McMahon, what are your thoughts? Can you turn your phone sideways so we can see a bigger picture of you?
Hang on then.
Amazing.
You're not a
Wow.
Yeah, I'm on my iPad. I'm setting up some new computer equipment in the loading room so I can do live streams and things. So I'm back on my iPad at the moment. But yeah, I'm going back to it with that Alex Baldwin thing. At the end of the day, they handed him a gun. He should have checked it. No whim, no qualms. He could check to make sure that was safe before he did anything with it. We do it. Everybody does it. They hand it to you in a gun shop. They empty it in a gun shop. They give it to you, and the first thing you do is you rack it and check it yourself anyway. And it just should be done every time. You should just pick up a gun, point it, and pull the trigger without checking it.
I think the guys at my gun store get frustrated at me in a way because I see them check the gun before they hand it to me, and then the first thing I do is check the gun. You know,
It's the way to do it. You've got to be safe.
Yeah, there's enough other things that can go wrong, you know, with handling firearms. Even when you think you're being safe, you know, you're at the range and you touch one off accidentally before you were ready, and it, you know, it goes over there someplace and, you know, hits the other guy's target or, you know, whatever. There's just so much that can happen, even if you are careful. If there's just no good reason to not be careful.
That's why we have 4 or 5 rules in place, because one fails, the other kicks in. I mean, it's still happens once in a while, but at least you got 2 or 3 cushions before.
Yeah, exactly. That's a
A
good way
bad day.
of thinking of it.
Thing
I
is,
just
all my guns, my gun safe are empty bar one. I just keep one loaded, just sitting on the shelf. But everything else is empty. If anybody comes to my house and they want to have a look at my guns, I open my safe. First thing I'll do is I'll pull the gun out and I'll open it and I'll check it and hand it to them open. Even though I know they're already empty and fake, there's none of them in there loaded. I always check it, hand it to them empty, and I'll always tell them, make sure that's there before you start fighting. And it's just something that I do. I think everybody does that.
yeah, we are kind of beating a dead horse. I think we've said enough about that. But
There you go.
there you go, Andy. The truth comes out.
And Abigail, I'm actually looking for the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just dang it, Andy. Hey, look, squirrel. Yeah.
Okay, I think I'm finally caught up in. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kyle.
No, I was just saying I saw that, Daniel, and he ain't wrong. And hey, Craig, glad you could make it, brother.
There's Hipparchus. What's going on, Hippa?
So I bought some Hornady XTP 350 grainers today for the 50 Beowulf.
Oh, nice. They're steep, ain't they? They ain't
Yeah.
cheap.
Right. And Booze and Bullets sent me 2 different cast bullets, and I think I'm going to try a different follower and see what I get. But the last round didn't chamber. It just butted in right underneath the feed ramp. So we'll give it a shot. I bought a magazine that says 50 Beowulf. But anyway, back to the bullets. FTX and XTPs by Hornady are some great bullets. Within the specs they give you to fire them in, they do their job on expansion.
Oh yeah.
Before we get into that, because that's going to open up a another whole topic, and I'm gonna have to go all the way back to the beginning and find a comment that I showed up there. I think it was Chris 338. Um, anyway, type in 3030, and we'll call you out, call your name out.
Did you almost say call your ass out?
Us out. That's what I heard.
It kind of got my tongue twisted up, but no, I would
Nice
not
catch.
say.
Talking about 30-30s, guess what I did today?
Did you pick it up?
30-30.
I did.
Oh, nice.
I picked up my Henry lever action 30-30. I've never had a 30-30 before, and I just picked one up today.
I like
It
it.
should be issued to you when you become a naturalized citizen.
So I'll make
There's your
it 51.
Labrador Retriever and your 30-30.
All right, here we go, guys.
That's what they want, Scotsman.
We got GGW Outdoors. What's up, buddy? We got CW on the side chat and on the panel. We got Kyle, G23, James Pugh, Daniel God is my judge, Tim S, Bobby Barlow, Tactical Fud, Andre D'Angelo, Chris 338, Rod USMC, James Pugh Pony _47, Hobbies Hobo, Georgia Trapping and Fishing, Ghost Rider USA, Cranky Cletus, Walks Fletcher, Daniel God is my judge, Harm, the Rebel Mike Hester, Georgia Shooting Connection, Floridian, Georgia Trapping and Fishing, MacMan 039, and Abigail's out there. So how about that?
That's a pretty good job, Rock Yonder.
I'm thinking about a 4570 as well. I was sorting brass today and I kept coming across a bunch of 4570. It was like, oof, yeah, I think I need one of those.
I've been looking at the
Think about
Marlin
getting another lever
4570,
gun. I just can't figure out what I want.
Yes.
and
The
all
Marlin
the
are
guns
Henry.
around here aren't taking orders for them. They're all on back order, and they won't even take an order from at the moment.
Really?
Yeah, I can't even get on a wait list or a wish list or get one on back order or nothing. No one's taking orders on them.
Wow.
And I missed Viejo, so welcome to Walter. Thanks for being here, buddy. Okay. All right, now you're talking about 30-30s, so let me see if I can do this. We had some talk about it last week, so
Hey, Jamie,
yes.
is that some kind of hidden protest, that deer horns upside down behind your head?
You noticed that, did you?
Yeah.
All right, hold on a minute.
He said protest. I love it.
Damn. Ooh.
Did you have to bring up SHOT Show? Really?
I'm sick.
I'm
of
Andy
SHOT
Larson,
Show.
and we're down here at SHOT 2023, and this is the new Marlin 3030.
Whoa.
Everybody's been asking, are they going to come out with a 336? This gun is beautiful. Look at this beautiful wood. The wood to metal fit is good, and nice stamping on the side. Everything about this gun just looks like the Marlins that we've grown to know and love. I'm going to shoot a couple rounds out of it. First time I fired one of these, so here we go.
I like his hat.
Nice and smooth into the loading gate. No problems at all with that. Let's see how she cycles. Cycles well. I'm going to take the 5 on the outside edge of the bullseye, and here we go.
Boy, that's loud.
little quarter.
Shot about an inch low, which you'd expect at this range with the difference between the offset of the front sight to the bore. But what a nice gun. Guys, these are going to be out on the market really quick, and you probably want to pick one of these up. Make sure you support Ruger. Come see us on the web, skinnersights.com. We're saving the world one gun sight at a time.
Oh, Lord.
You know how everybody's doing reaction videos, and they a lot of them get a lot of views and stuff. I'm gonna start doing reaction videos to SHOT Show.
Yeah. You got to stop, like every 15 seconds you stop. You go,
Yeah.
what
I'll
power?
say SHOT
What
2023. I get
Yeah.
it. It's a fun deal. It's pretty cool that we can still do that stuff.
Oh,
I want to know about those antlers.
Mike, getting a chubby. What?
Squirrel. I don't know. I'm trying to keep it PG.
Well, Mike started it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Boy, you're keeping it going.
And they're all going to be short, Scotsman. They're going to be 30-second long.
I want to hear about the upside down horns protest up there.
Yeah, let's hear about it.
No real protest or anything like
Okay.
that. They just
Swung
said
down.
it was only like a 6-pointer. The reason they're upside down is because that's the way they hang. I just put them on the hook, and heavy part goes down. It's gravity,
Let the rough side drag, brother.
right?
I'm
And,
against protesting personally. I just don't know how to show it.
yeah, we need to protest protesting.
Walter, you almost got me, man. I almost sprayed Diet Coke across my kitchen.
You put something in there besides Diet Coke, that wouldn't happen.
Yeah,
For
well, I got to be a good boy.
All right.
Aside from the FTX and the XTPs, Spear and Sierra, I use a lot of the Match Kings in my long range rifles and stuff like that. Yeah, the Game Kings and the Match Kings are pretty much the same thing.
we ain't going there yet, Mark.
What are we doing?
We're talking about 30-30. I want to talk about that beautiful Marlin rifle. Man, did you see the wood on that thing?
That was my person.
And also, we got to give credit to the people that made the video. That was a YouTube video from Skinner Sights. No, we're not doing any copyright stuff or anything like that. If it's on YouTube, everybody can watch it. So, But I love the wood on that. I'm gonna tell you something. That wood looked better than my Marlins do. It really does. And those I would not have shot that deer, Walter. That was my buddy shot that deer, and I would not have shot it. But that's me.
So would you go for the grey Marlin with the stainless steel barrel, or that the darker one with the dark wood you showed?
I am a walnut and blued steel kind of guy.
Yeah, baby.
I do.
I'm gonna say purpose driven. If I'm gonna be using it for out trapping, or if scouting, or a lot of outdoor use, I'm gonna go with laminate stock and stainless barrel. It's a good looking firearm, but when it comes down to the wire, walnut and leather are my favorite.
One thing that we don't know is what the price of that rifle is going to be. If it's anything like their scout guns and the 4570s, the laminated and the stainless, it's going to be out of the price range
Daniel.
of most folks, which is against what Marlin stood for.
Right.
Yeah, and Mark, you did make a good point. Depends on what the purpose is.
Yeah.
I like that.
We've come a long way with technology, but that old walnut with some of the grain, you just can't beat it. Period.
Mhm.
That wood was beautiful.
It
Oh,
was
they're
nice and dark.
gorgeous, and I've never even broke one unless I tried to.
Right.
So, you back to Cranky's comment, and we're fixing to start talking about bullets. But I wanted to, and Daniel wants us to talk about Henry's. Um, that you know that is going to be a hammer forged, cold hammer forged barrel coming from Ruger. So you know it's going to shoot well. And will it shoot better than? It's going to shoot better than the Marlin micro grooves? I don't know. You're kidding me. You can't be serious.
It's where we're at, guys. It's where we're at. It's ridiculous.
Ooh. Damn.
But since Hobby's Hobo likes the gray laminate stock and the stainless, I just love that.
Well, Hobby's Hobo's up there in Canada where it's always snowing, raining, or some shit.
Right. Purpose driven. Exactly.
G23, I got a new camera, man. Let me turn the light down on it. See if that does that
Does
help.
have
He says
Yeah,
my
but-
room looks pink. I think it's from my red shirt washing
Probably.
over.
No, it
Probably.
looks more pink since you made your adjustment.
30 cal G23, 30 cal ARs rock.
It don't make any difference, does it? It's just washing.
I think it's his screen. I don't see.
It
pink.
does
Yeah, it looks a little pink to me too.
because I've got the same camera.
I think it's the paint on your walls, Jamie.
No, it's
I don't
blue
have,
and gray and
A
white.
lot of light.
There's a little bit of grayish pink kind of thing.
I agree with you, Michael Dunn. I think that's going to be something I pursue is that buck hammer, but they're going to be wanting probably $1,400-1,500 also. I might just get the single shot. I'm sure it's going to be pricey too.
I don't know if it's going to be that much, but it's going to be costly. Yeah, single shot is what I'm going to go to start at least.
Well, they're extremely proud of what they got these days, and the way things are going. It's the $600-700 guns are out. They're not out there anymore. If you want any pretty wood, it's.
I'm also anxious to see if they can be rebored. If you can rebore a 30-30, if it'll clean out the chamber. I think that it will, but I need to see some chamber drawings to know. I know JES came out and said that he didn't think it would clean out, which would be unfortunate. But I'm thinking that it will, but I need to see the drawings. I don't know what he based that on because I haven't seen any drawings available for anybody, but maybe he has inside knowledge that I don't know.
I really wish that I had the extra money at the time in my bank account to buy that Henry 410 shotgun that me and Jamie were looking at.
Well, buddy, let me tell you, they've got a lever action 410 out now that Henry does.
I know.
I know.
There was
There's
one in the
three-
gun shop.
There's Preacher.
Y'all say howdy to Preacher's day off. He killing crappie up there in Arkansas.
Howdy, preacher. Good to see you, buddy.
Hey, preacher.
I'm sorry, preacher. I'm stuffing my face with fried taters.
Curtis, the last one I bought was a JM stamped 3030 made in 336 made in 1974. I paid $250 for it.
Dang.
And you thought that was a lot of money then.
Well, it's only been about 3 years ago, but yeah. Yeah, Ruger number ones are running about $1,500 brand new.
Goodness, great.
I'm hoping to see Traditions or CVA jump on board with that 360. I think that'll be a home run for most people because it'll be an affordable affordable gun that shoots pretty good. You know, they shoot pretty good. They have good barrels. The 3855 does not qualify for any states that do straight wall that have a 1.8 requirement. That's the reason the 375. That's the reason the 4570. That's the reason the 444. That's the reason the 3855. That's 3240. That's the reason none of those qualify. They're all too long.
Good to know, James. And you too, CW. That's good to know. I guess that's driven by a cartridge specification for hunting, which that's what they called it. So there you go.
Yeah, everybody most people online are all squawking the same thing. We don't need another caliber. We don't need another caliber. It's the same as everything else.
No.
And it is. There's no claims that it's different. But what it does is it meets the criteria for straight wall.
Well, it is different.
In the end story, that's it. It's a revamped 35 Remington to meet the new qualifications or restrictions for straight wall states. Period. That's what it is. Yes, it's the same ballistics as what's out there. Absolutely. But the people who are writing these laws don't look at that. They look at 1.8 inches. They look at caliber. They look at this and that. They think that's going to make it safer. And that's it. That's what it is.
That's when a 350 Legend come out with all the ruckus and hype and mistakes in the beginning. I thought exactly the 360 is what it should have been. The larger diameter with a rim on it. And now that came out, I just got excited over it. I mean, and I'm just kind of, I'm only 10 years into this hobby, but, that's really got my attention. And let's just...
They had a lever action 410 back in the late 1800s too, I believe. I think that was a Winchester. I'm not sure. You see some of them.
Had one to 94. Yeah, they both had them.
I remember a few years ago, I was tickled to death to see a bolt action 20 gauge. I picked that up, took it home. Little did I know there's plenty of them out there. It was just the first time I'd ever seen it, so I thought I had something.
We got another group text, Michael, from and I got to talk about something here for a minute, from Marvin, Ozark Spirit. I'm sorry. An 18 pack of eggs was $9.
Dang.
So he said, "What?" And I'm kind of like, "Well, I guess the roosters need Viagra. I don't know."
So are we going to see the price of chickens going up this year when you go to your local place to get your chicks? I mean,
you sure are.
Well, that's ridiculous. I'm just going to go.
Well, they're blaming it on the bird flu. A 60 count of eggs went from $9 to $39.
We talking bullets or eggs? I don't know.
Eggs, chicken shit, hen fruit, rooster bullets, eggs.
Speak of him, and there he is.
There he is. That was magic.
Poof. There
He's been over there hiding in the shadows. He ain't.
He's been lurking. Lurking in the shadow. Yeah, I noticed eggs were when this grocery store next to me opened up. It's a Aldi's. They were 89 cents a dozen. Now they're $10.
They're not that bad here. I was just in today, and the highest price ones were $8, but still, that's ridiculous.
I ain't paying $10 for a dozen eggs. I ain't doing it. I've
Well,
got plenty of dehydrated eggs in the form of MREs and everything else, and I don't even like eggs that much because I ate so damn many of them.
Well, at least the Girl Scout cookies aren't that expensive this year. Anybody else getting any of them?
Well, they $3.50.
Yeah.
I got to say something. We got Twisted Twine Ozarks out there, and Ozark posted he's got cooties, so I think it's safe for me to say this. We've got a couple of prayer requests for y'all over the weekend. Ozark is tested positive for COVID, so y'all keep him in your prayers. Pray for Twine because she's got to take care of him and pray that she don't catch it as well.
Oh, brother, you got cooties again?
And plus the fact that she's taking care of him, and so she's got to put up with him too while he's sick. So that's always bad. And G23, keep G23 in your prayers over the weekend and next week as well. He's got a leg thing. He's going to go to the doctor in the morning and get that checked out. So be praying for G23 and for Ozark Spirit.
Dag nabbit. My hat's off to both of them.
Yes. So we got a good crowd in here this
Preacher's
evening. We want to thank y'all for joining us. We've been
Gaskins.
trying to do a little research and actually know a little bit about what we're talking about tonight. Y'all probably can't tell, but we're still going to try to do better.
Preacher, I will pray for you for your crappy thumb. You can bet on it. Jamie,
Far
you
out.
look for...
I was reading that comment.
Oh,
Okay,
I'm
so
sorry.
y'all ready to talk about bullets?
Sure.
All right. We're going to let Gene go first because he ain't said nothing in like forever.
Well, when I began reloading, I started going to my local Cabela's and buying some supplies. So I ran into Berries and Extreme bullets, which are both plated. So that's what I began to use because they're economical, they were handy and available, in all sizes. 9mm, 40-10, 357, 38, a little bit of everything. Now that I've gotten into it, I prefer more Hornady bullets or Sierras when I'm doing any kind of precision reloading or anything. So, I mean, you can buy cast bullets at the local supplies too, with the wax springs on them. So you can use those just about anything really. Hell, put a nail in there; it'll work.
Yeah, traditionally lube bullets still work just fine, guys, and they're one of the cheaper, deals out there.
Yeah, a good hard cast, lube bullet is fine.
Yep.
You're not going to get any bad repercussions out of it. And if you're a beginner reloader, they are available if you want to experience the hard cast. But then you also have the, like I said, the plated, but then you get into the jacketed, and there's also hollow base jacketed bullets. So it's just different levels of bullets for your application. But to begin with, I'd hit the local Cabela's or Bass Pro Shops where you've got around you.
Or if you have the ability to cast your own bullets, it is still possible for you to get bullet lube at Home Depot. Comes in the form of a toilet ring.
A turlet ring?
Yep.
Play ring around the turlet.
Yep.
Well, the purpose of this segment is to not talk about cast bullets.
Right.
Oh, perish the thought. Come on now.
I know, right?
No fair.
EW is like, dang it.
You
Okay,
can buy
so-
cast
That's
bullets
it. I'm
commercially.
leaving.
Acme bullets, Missouri
Yes.
bullets,
Yes.
Great Lakes bullets.
I've
Yeah.
got several boxes of Missouri bullets and Acme bullets down in my basement under my first reloading bench.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them. The blue bullets and green bullets and all those guys that are out there. There's lots of choices.
Store bought. Yep. They still work and they work great.
Well, we have a new addition to the panel. Everybody, welcome in Mr. American Hillbilly Up. What's going on?
Howdy.
Hey
Hey,
guys,
Mr. Hillbilly.
how y'all doing?
We're doing better now that you're here.
Hey, man. Good to see you.
If we was doing any better, we'd be having to sit on our hands to keep from waving at everybody.
If I was doing any better,
Yeah.
there'd be two of me.
Yeah, sorry I'm late. I was out trading some of my hens and eggs for some bars of gold.
Right?
Yeah, I think maybe you're going to start paying for hens and eggs by weight. Just like you would anything else that's precious.
I told Angel, I said, don't be making no eggs. Don't be giving the dog no eggs, because I ain't paying $10 for no eggs. I mean, I got eggs in the fridge, and I ain't worried about it. But damn, I got friends that have hens and that kind of stuff. So I'm not really worried about it. But damn, go to the grocery store and just damn.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, toilet paper a few years ago, eggs this year, I guess. I mean, just rotating stuff.
I saw a meme earlier that you just reminded me of. It said, back in my day, toilet paper and eggs were so abundant, we used to throw them at our enemy's house.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know what the kids are going to do for Halloween now. Toilet paper and eggs up so high.
I don't know what I'm going to throw at them. Oh, sorry.
Well, that's something you can give them when they come knocking on your door and say, trick or treat. Here, have a dozen eggs. Or well, you get one egg, you get two
Yeah,
eggs. Your
one egg,
costume's
one egg.
better.
One egg.
Half of them are in costume year round anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I'd have a contest, have city folk come out and pay to chase some free range, chickens around. If they get them, then if they can catch them, then, they can buy them.
I was sitting there looking at egg prices the other day with Angel at the grocery store, and I said, free range chicken eggs, why are they so expensive? And she goes, because they're free range chickens. I said, lock them some bitches up. Give them a forced diet and only give them as much water as they need to make a damn egg.
Free range chickens. I don't get it. I don't remember all of the old time westerns when the cowboys was out there herding them free range chickens. I think the whole thing's bogus.
Because that's all they ever were.
It's all a bunch of bull crap. Save your corn tops.
Yeah, save the corn top.
Everything old is new again.
Get like John Wayne.
Ranger up, bitches. Oh, Lord.
All right, back to the bullets.
Okay, back to bullets.
It's your time,
We
Walter.
went off on a tangent there, didn't we?
Yes, you
No.
did.
Oh, it's all my fault.
I've been casting bullets for a long time, but I still shoot a lot of factory bullets. Gene was talking about these guys, and kind of when they first came on the picture, these are plated bullets. They used to have their factory and stuff was over in by Reno, in a little town called Sparks. And these things were cheap when they were getting started up. You could buy a 9mm bullet or a 38, 125 grain bullet from them for about 3 or 4 cents. And I bought a lot of them. I probably have, I'm going to say 20, 25 boxes of these stacked up in a closet somewhere. And I like them. They've gotten kind of expensive now. They're up 10, 11, 12 cents for the smaller calibers. If you buy a 44 or 45 bullet, they're 14, 15 cents each. still cheaper than going and buying a jacketed bullet. I shoot lots of these guys too. I like these Hornady XTP bullets. This is a good bullet, but you got to wait and find them on sale because they're pricey. You know, these are 41, and they came out of the closet. I didn't even have a 41 mag yet. One I'm waiting for, but these things are 35 cents a piece. You know, plus your primer.
They certainly can be, but that is my favorite bullet to load and shoot in pistol.
Yeah, it's a good one, you know. And you know, I shoot a few spears. I don't shoot that many spears, but I do have some. I've got some of their heavier bullets that I use in the Henry 45 Colt, and then I found these guys one time. These are plated also. They're up in Idaho, and when he first got started, his plated bullets were less expensive than the Extremes by 15-20% cheaper. Acura, okay, and I bought a bunch of theirs. Not nearly like what I have for the Extremes, but I got all those Extremes really cheap. And Extreme used to have, forget what they call them, but they're basically seconds that they would sell in large quantities. And you could get I think I bought 5,000 38 125 flat points one time for about 4 cents each. Not all that long ago, I'll say 5 years ago. So I still got a big passel of those laying around too. But that's, you know, for the plated, mostly I use Extreme. I've used a few berries, and berries you see at our local gun shops. I hardly ever see Extremes there, but we do see berries. They seem to be more widespread. Acras, I don't see any place. Pretty much anybody who sells reloading supplies sells a Hornady XTP bullet. And again, they're pricey. I was just looking at them the other day. The local guy had 200 grain 44s for about $32 a box of 100. In today's money isn't horrible, but that's still 32 cents, you know, just for the projectile, which makes, you know, 2 or 3 cents for your cast bullet look really good. So those are mine. A few Sierras, you know, are under my bench. I like Sierra pistol bullets also, and I've used a lot of those in my long guns when I was shooting those, which I'm not shooting rifles anymore just because I don't have a place to go shoot. But so that's, you know, I and again, I shoot lots of them. I probably shoot 60, maybe 60% cast bullets, handguns, and 40% plated and jacketed. Yeah, it's probably not fair. It's probably more like 75% cast. But I still like to shoot jacketed bullets. You know, they're a little easier to load. Sometimes you're not quite so concerned about shaving lead when you're seeding them and other kinds of things. But so that's me. You know, I'm game for any of them. If somebody who makes a good bullet at the right price, I'll buy it and shoot it.
Absolutely.
I got a question. Has anybody on the panel experienced arms core bullets?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what we got.
Rimfire.
Yeah, I've shot them.
Yeah, 9mm, 115 grainers. So just didn't do much other than plinking, but they run great. They size great. I mean, they load great. I mean, it's just yeah.
I've got a pretty big package of, I don't know if there's 250 of them or 500 in that bag, but I've got some 62 grain arms core 223 bullets. And I like them. I like them. They shoot pretty good. Man, what are your favorite jacketed bullets, store-bought bullets?
I got a big selection. I like Burger bullets. Most of my long range rifles are Burger. I got a Hornady, the ELDX, which I a lot of. I could see the Sierra up there, the Spear up there. I got Hornady bullets. I got all sorts. I use a lot of the berries. I use Extreme. But what I was going to show you guys is, I don't know if you saw, but Summit City Bullets, they make these hard cast or whatever they are, and I think they're high coated, something like that they call them. And Summit City actually had a sale where you had 18% off and free shipping last week. So I've ordered 1,009 mil. To be honest, it cost me $94 for 1,009 mil, and then I bought 2,045 230 grain, and they were coming out to $134 for 1,000 shipped to the door. So they're super consistent. Just to let people know, they're super consistent, size-wise and weight, and they're a great bullet for shooting in pistols.
Can we see the box that came in?
Yeah. Sorry.
What are we talking about here?
So these are the 45s,
Summit City.
Summit City bullets.
Cool. Very cool.
So they're high-tech coating, and but like I said, I think the sale might be still on, where it's 18% off everything site-wide, whatever they have in stock, and the free shipping is amazing because it's like almost 90 pounds in weight there in those two boxes.
Yeah.
Two boxes I could deliver, and I got free shipping on it.
I like Summit City Bullets. When he first got started, I did a couple of videos. He sent me a whole bunch of them, and I field tested, I don't know, 1,500 of them or something, a couple different calibers, and did video for him that he had on his website actually for a while, a couple of my videos, but YouTube pulled his videos down because it was reloading. They didn't like it.
Y'all say goodnight to Papa's place. He's going to pick his daughter up.
Good night.
Oh, good night, Papa.
Night.
Good to have you here while you can stick around, Papa. See you next time.
Drive careful, buddy.
We'll see.
One thing, one of the reasons I wanted to talk about jacketed bullets in particular is because even guys that don't reload can relate to the bullets because they can buy ammo. Somebody earlier said that I forgot what brand, Spear, they make good ammunition, and that is true. Spear is one that I'm not really experienced. I want some Spear hot core 180s and 358. I just do. And to answer Ozark's question from earlier, I have not ordered my 360 Remington yet, but I'm more interested in 44 Magnum, so I'm sure that'll be coming because, you think about the 358 diameter, we have so many molds that we can use, but we're talking about jacketed bullets tonight. One of my favorite bullets is for 35 Remington, particularly, is somebody said that they liked Sierra Game Kings, and I'm not crazy about the Game Kings because they seem like they're just the Match King with a little bit harder or thicker copper jacket. I don't know what the difference is, but if you look at them, you can't tell I can't tell the difference anyway. My favorites are the Hornady SST, the Hornady Interlocks. I like those FTX bullets. I don't think they expand quite as well as a lot of us were hoping they would, but the ones with the polymer tips for lever guns and Sierra Pro Hunters are my absolute favorite hunting bullets. I've got some of those 200 grain, and I've got some 150 grain for 30-30, and I really like those bullets for knocking a deer down. The difference is, and I don't know why I've not dissected one of them, but it seems to me like, and CW or some of you guys out there can correct me if I'm wrong because I want to learn too, is I want a plain base bullet for hunting. I don't want that boat tail. for deer hunting. I want that. I want as solid a bullet as I can get. I'm not worried a whole lot about ballistic coefficient or anything like that because I want that thump. I want to dispense the energy of that bullet into that target, and that's the way I look at it. But yeah, I really like those. You want a solid bullet for hunting. Now, um, when you talk about long range target stuff, then you start getting into the burgers, as Rebel said. Uh, my favorite for my 6.5 Creedmoor for long range is the Hornady Max 140 grain. Now they have a little bit of a hollow point and a boat tail, but I'm talking too much.
So, Jamie, going back to the burger bullets, the first deer I shot was with a 7mm mag. If you can see, let me see if I can bring this in. So we managed to recover the bullet. So this is what was left of that 7mm mag bullet. So the whole inside is come out. Turn this round.
Turn that back around and let's explain something. When we say cup and core, there's the cup. The lead core is gone. And that's why I like the inner bonds and the SST. There's a ridge in there to hold them together.
Yeah, so that was all that was left. We managed to recover that from the deer.
What kind of bullet was that again?
This is a Burger 180 grain VLD hunting in 7mm mag.
Very low drag. 7mm mag kind of takes all of the guesswork out of it, doesn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, that's all that we managed to find. Like I said, the whole core is gone. Just totally opened up all the way down the bullet. Did its job. Dropped the deer in its tracks. Didn't go anywhere.
Absolutely. So that's interesting, man. It's amazing that you could, and I'm sure the lead part was a clean pass through.
Yeah, totally did its job.
So, Hillbilly, do you have a particular favorite kind of ammo you like?
Yeah. Yeah, matter of fact, I just kind of went and grabbed a couple of them. But I'm kind of like you, Jamie. I'm deer hunting. Most usually I'm using my 30-30. And what people don't understand is here in these Ozark Mountains, you don't have a whole lot of long-range shots,
Right.
So, want something that's got some knockdown. I like to have a soft tip, type head on the bullet, or the bullet. I want something that's going to hit and just, like you said, leave a thump that's going to, not just shoot right through them. Because I've tried a few different 30-30s and shells, and the ones with those like ballistic tips or whatever, they just practice on like target deals. They seem to like leave a smaller hole and go right on through, whereas something that's got more of a soft tip on it or something really seems to open up and expand. But as far as like here, if I got it for self-defense or whatever, I have different ammunition that's like a critical defense or whatever. But most usually I'm shooting these videos and everything. I mean, I'm buying. I mean, I just got blazers. I mean, it's Hornadies, Brownings. I mean, Bass Pro like had these on sale, here a week or so ago. Shotguns or skeet hunting, I'll just use some Federals, stuff like that. So, most usually whatever I find on sale is what I use just to plank around here to make my videos and all that stuff. And I keep, some of my better stuff for home defense or hunting and stuff like that. I have shot the Arms Corps. I've actually bought just some bulk ammo off of places like Cheaper and Dirt. As a matter of fact, when I did that high point test, I ran 1,000 rounds of just bulk ammo that I bought from Cheaper and Dirt. I mean, it literally just come in clear Ziploc bags, And when you pull them out, they were like grainy and kind of dirty and stuff. But to my amazement, they actually ran just fine. Or at least they did in that gun, And I got some meat ammo. Matter of fact, I'm going to be getting some more of that. I've liked it okay. It's over there in Nebraska, and sometimes they have some really good deals. But let me ask you guys. I mean, you guys are a lot more, educated and knowledgeable on a lot of the ammo and stuff than I am. So over the years, like when I buy ammo, I'll, especially if it's on sale, I have like a bunch of ammo cans, but like I will, vacuum seal these, and write the date on them, how much I gave for them and all that. And when I buy new stuff, I kind of just save that older stuff. I mean, it seems it's sealed up and everything. And so some of the newer stuff's a little higher dollar, I understand. But should a person rotate that or just go ahead and, I mean, if it's going to last, I mean, just save it? I mean, that's a question that I don't know what to do on that.
Well, we're shooting military surplus, 50, 60 years old, depending on where it was stored. Some of it's a risk. You don't know where it's been stored. But we're doing good inventory. I think, that's a good way to go about it. Incandescent or the desiccant packs, stuff like that. I think you'll be okay for 20, 30, 40 years. I mean,
well, good. Well, I appreciate that.
But that's just one opinion.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't for sure. I mean, it's like I find some, white box on sale 9mm or whatever, and I'm going to be shooting some videos. Even though it costs me more money than what I have put up, I'll just go ahead and shoot them. And I didn't know if I should be rotating them or not.
That is a good question, but MCK brought up a very good point. We've been shooting ammo that's been in a ammo can for 70 years,
Yeah.
That 30-06 Danish surplus is 60 years old, and it took me out to 1,000 yards. I mean,
yeah.
Oh, wow.
30-06, yeah. I was going to make a comment on a Hornady bullet, which I'm sure there's others out there. One of you guys may help me with the name. It's not the Spitzer pointy soft point, but it's the round soft point. I really enjoy those for hunting. I think those do a heck of a job. Like Hillbilly was saying, the word meat-plat isn't probably correct, but you've got a wider, flatter surface when it hits that flesh or bone or whatever. It's going to do what it's supposed to do and transfer energy into the area. So I really enjoy having those. I got quite a few of those from store-bought stuff. But Hornaday's the one that come off the top of my head. So
yeah, those pro hunters that I have, they're like that. They're
okay.
They're round but soft point.
The large, yeah, the lead is really large in it, yeah.
And Hillbilly up, I've got two of these. These are 45 ACPs made in 1949. I have a 30-06 Springfield from 1943 that will never be shot, but those are, we're freaks, man. We collect old stuff like that. Yeah, I just won't shoot them, but I have no doubt in my mind that if I put them in a gun and squeeze it off, they'll do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, I still have some 7.69, a 30 or whatever, the Russian ones, that are in a cardboard box and it says made in Russia and all that my dad and grandpa had. And I still have those, and I haven't shot any of those in a long time.
I tend to take a lot of my store bought ammo because 2012 I dedicated buying 1 or 2 boxes a week. After 2012 kind of scared me, and I was kind of new to this thing, so a lot of that factory ammo is put up inside, climate control with cadescent packages, and I reload what I shoot. So it's almost like that rotation is staying as is, and then I'm using my reloads and brass and cast and store bought bullets to shoot and play with and hunt with. So because those got a date, those got a lot number, I can kind of just leave it at that. A couple spam cans of the 7.62 by 39 and then 7.62 by 54. You know, just to break out for the grandkids when they get older, so they can enjoy something I enjoyed when I got into the hobby. So
yeah,
cracking open a spam can, there's nothing like that old smell. It's just neat.
Yeah, and like I agree with you. Like all my stuff's like in my house or whatever, it's climate controlled. I don't have anything like out in the garage or anything. And I just always, heard people say, try not to do that. So
Yeah. Root cellar be a great place, but they're moist, so you got to be careful with the moisture down there. The temperature's right, but the moisture is what gets you.
Yeah, and I actually save those little dry wafer things, to take the moisture out. And I did read you can stick those in the oven at a real low temperature and like suck the moisture back out of them again and reuse them. So
Reactivate them.
yeah.
That's
And not to change the subject, talk about storage, but one more thing, you can buy the oxygen absorbers in single packs instead of having a bulk pack when you open it up. They sell them in individual packs now, so you can just take one out, load it, and you're not worried about contaminating the rest of those oxygen absorbers. So that's a good one to have too.
I got to work on my 7.62 by 54 and my 7.62 by 39 stockpiles. I got a bunch of guns that I need to shoot, and I would like all of y'all to come over here and help me do it.
That's an offer a person just can't hardly turn down right there.
Hey man, it ain't that far.
CW, have you chimed in on store-bought bullets, Mr. Mastercaster?
Nope.
Are you going to?
Are you going to?
I haven't bought a store-bought bullet in about 7 years. That's not to say that I haven't used any, because I had bought some previously. But most of the time, I just use my cast rounds. For my distance, long range stuff, when we go to dead zero, I do use store bought bullets. I like the Sierra Match Kings. I like the Hornady SSTs, but those are just for target rounds. I would not attempt to take an animal with those unless I had to, because they don't do that job. That's not what they're for.
I haven't done any testing with the SSTs, but that ballistic tip, my buddy swears by it. So I just need to see some action for myself to kind of make a judgment on the SST. But they do perform very well as far as performance.
Well, you saw exactly what it does when I pulled my gun right out of the case and ran around at 1,000 yards.
Right, and we all took a turn hitting it with yours. Yeah, that was a great deal there. Right.
I mean, it's a great round, but I would not want to take an animal's life with it, because I think it would just go right through it and not do the damage that it needed to do to drop the animal as quickly and humanely as possible.
I think SSTs are hunting bullets.
They are.
They
I
are.
think the A point, the what they call them, A points,
A Maxes.
A max. Those are target bullets,
Right.
Yeah.
They're not hunting bullets. Mhm.
and then you got the Hornady match bullets that are a little bit more budget friendly. You got a comment from Chico out there, Kyle.
Yeah, I saw that. I was just waiting on a time to where I could speak on that. You know, you're more than welcome at any time, brother. Just give me a heads up. You got my phone number.
Oh, wait a minute, Chico. You come up here. Don't stop at his house. Pick him up and come up here. There you go.
I got to get my taxes done.
I'd like to see you boys.
Don't stop there. Just come on over my way. Then we'll all pack up and we'll go to
Hell,
Scotsman's.
We'll
We'll
all
go see
rent an
Danny.
RV and we'll go over and see VL.
We'll end up at Fuzzy's house and playing with all the cats.
Well, since we're on that direction to get Scotsman, well, now we're picking up CW too.
Oh, good
James
Lord.
Pugh's over there. We got to hit James Pugh. He's right there.
Yeah, we're gonna need an RV, guys.
Well, if
Here
you
it
go into
comes.
Pennsylvania, you got to stop and see Mark with a C.
Yeah,
There you
he's right
go.
there.
A bigger RV.
Mark with a C, you mean Kark?
So you guys just want to rent a tour bus?
Oh my goodness.
Tommy
And so-
Boy says the AMAX was rated as a deer bullet. SST I would use on game, and of course the interlocks. That's what they're designed for.
Mhm.
But the
So,
AMAX, I'm not so sure about that one.
Jamie, something I did kind of forget to mention. I do shoot 22 and 22 Magnum a lot too, and I really like the different versions of CCI on those.
When it comes to 22, I'm a CCI mini mag kind of guy.
Yeah, they got lots of flavors.
The only thing that I've got that shoots 22 Magnum is a Derringer, and
Oh my goodness!
I can't hit my refrigerator from here. And I'm looking at it.
Couldn't hit your
it's
refrigerator if you was inside of it.
Exactly. It's not that I'm a bad shot. You can ask any of the guys on the panel that I've been shooting with. I'm not a bad shot. It's just no.
all right, CW. Let's hear it, buddy. I'll ask you again.
Well, I shoot mostly cast bullets. I have three uses for jacketed bullets. One of them is primary carry for defense. One of them is long range, anything over 200 yards. And the other one is my ARs. Most of the ARs I don't shoot cast in. Other than that, I'm shooting all cast. And my hunting is generally well inside 200 yards, so I really have no need for costly, expensive, hard to find jacketed bullets. I can make
There
them
you
myself.
go.
But in the jacketed bullets, I've used quite a few of them through the years, and the SSTs. Actually, just about every single tipped bullet I've ever used has been pretty easy to expand, pretty soft. I've used quite a few of the FTXs, and I always found them to be easy to expand. SSTs, I've shot a whole pile of them in 125 grain in the 300 blackout into deer. And
Love
they
it.
really well. Really
Love
well. If
that
anything,
bullet.
they're a little on the fragile side. They're definitely not. My buddy uses 150s in his 06, and they work really good. They're never a problem. So the
I don't
SSTs
have a
pretty
300
close.
blackout, but do you like that for deer hunting?
Oh yeah, for the inside 200 yards, I do.
Yeah, that I've been wanting to get one, and
Yeah, I've probably got a dozen or more deer. We've probably got 30 or more out of my group of about 4 guys shooting 300 blackout since it's come out. I've been hunting with it since about 2010, 2011. And
I've heard people say this ain't your grandpa's 30-30. So, kind of from what I understand, it still has the knockdown power and everything, kind of like a 30-30 type bullet, but just better and longer range.
I wouldn't call it longer range. I wouldn't call it better. What it's got going for it is, it's generally speaking, what it is it's a lot more accurate. Most 30-30s are plenty accurate for deer, but you're not gonna hit another bullet hole unless you're inside, say, 30 or 40 yards. Where the 300 blackout, my bolt action, I could shoot them in the same hole at 100 yards. Literally, I've got many targets to show it. 5-shot groups that are under 3/10 of an inch. It's a very light caliber with very light recoil. So that's what it's got going for it. It's what we like to call an eyeball gun. You can
laser bullets, yeah.
So that's what it's got going for it. It's not more powerful than 30-30. It's actually a little less powerful. And I don't even push it to 200, but I just say inside 200. I literally had a 300 blackout 125 grain bullet bounce off a deer's shoulder at about 175 yards. It did not enter the chest cavity. It skipped off his shoulder, and luckily he had his head down and hit him in the neck.
Well, I scored some of those.
The bullet bounced off.
They're compared to the SST, but it was a Fiocchi with the blue tip, 125 grainers, and I haven't taken deer with it yet, but that is one of my best loads in 300 blackout and 30-06, but it's light for 30-06. I'm not going to do that, but I was just playing with it, and it became one of my most accurate, my 30-06. But 30-06 deserves 180 grains or somewhere around there. So
when you're loading deer bullets, hunting bullets for 300 blackout, what you're using is a varmint bullet that's designed for the 30-06 or one of the 300 magnums. So you're looking at the velocity range. Your 110, 115 grain, 125 grain bullet, your top velocity is going to be under 2,400. So you look at that in velocity and you compare that to an 06, where an 06 shooting a 125, you're going to be well over 3,000 feet per second with an impact velocity, maybe a couple hundred feet per second less. So at that velocity, that bullet's going to come apart. But at 2,000, 1,800 impact velocity from the 300 blackout, it's going to act like a really good deer hunting bullet, a really good mushrooming bullet.
And let your purpose dictate the load for it. Exactly that.
Yeah. So that's my take on it. And I do also really like the round nose jacket bullet. I've shot a whole pile of those into deer in just about every caliber, and from 6 millimeter, 7 millimeter, 8 millimeter, 35 caliber, 45 caliber. I do also like the round noses, and there's a big push since the Creedmoor came out for these long, sexy, slim, boat tail, pointy bullets, and you got to have that. You got to have high BCs. And it's great. It is a good thing, and it does get you more energy downrange. It gets you a little better retained velocity downrange. But if you're hunting somewhere where you're not, 200 yards is a really long shot, I defy you to see the difference between a pointed and a round nose bullet. Inside 150 yards, it's just it's not enough to worry about.
CJ, CW, can I ask you something?
Absolutely.
Well, around here, deer hunting, with all these trees and stuff we got, about 60 yard, is a kind of a far shot, for deer hunting around here. So could you make me one to kind of curve around the trees so I can get a longer shot or something?
Just get a 45-70 and punch through the brush.
35 Remington.
My internet lagged a little bit. I didn't catch your question.
I said, can you make me a load that will curve around the trees so I can get that longer shot than 60 yards?
What you do is use a standard load, but as you're pulling the trigger, you pull it to the left or the right.
Throw the bullet.
Yeah.
Sling that beautiful bean footage.
So we got a question from Tactical Fud. He wants to know from all of us, what's the longest range you shot cast bullets at? And I would say 100 yards for me.
Cast bullets 500.
I only have a 200-yard range, so that's all I've slung them at.
100 yards for me is the farthest I've ever shot, and that would be out of the 30-30 and my 45-70 and a couple of the pistol caliber Henrys. Got shot that at 100 yards, and again, that was kind of the limit of the place where I was shooting. I shot
Wow.
fine.
I managed to have impacts at 500 yards with both the 308 and 30-06 with the 200 grain Lee cast bullet.
Yeah, it's not that they won't do it. It's just that most people can't cast a bullet that would be accurate at that kind of range.
I had to walk them in, but we did it.
I'm about 200 yards with a cast bullet. That's about as far as I can.
Yeah, it's rough. It is rough.
You know, anybody can cast a bullet for a pistol caliber that you're shooting inside 25 yards and shooting at tin cans. You know, you move that out to 50, 75 yards with a let's say a 44 or 57 or 41 Magnum, and you know you're stepping up a little bit in your quality requirement for that bullet, and you move that out past 100 yards in a rifle. You know, you're raising pressure. Yeah, it's really
getting real.
You need to be on your game and cast a proper bullet to get accuracy out past a couple hundred yards.
Well, James Pollard, I don't see you in the side chat, but if you got your ears on, I hope you're doing well, sir. He's another one of those master casters that probably haven't touched a full metal jacket in years.
If you've seen pictures of my bench, I got many jacketed bullets on the wall, but they're gathering dust, and they have been for more than a decade.
I'd say my longest cast bullets, 100 yards too. I was shooting Booz and Bullets, had me some 311, 329s, and he cast me up a ton of those hard cast. And I weighed them out, you know, got them in little groups, and they were pretty close. He did a good job, but I was doing pretty good, you know, decent groups at 100 yards just to plink with. So out of the old Mauser. So
I gotta take my hat off to Tommy Boy there. 750 yards with a 308 Lee 155 grain Lee cast bullet.
That is impressive.
wow.
But a good cast bullet.
Took me about 7 shots to get on steel at 500, but I thought that was an accomplishment.
Oh, heck yeah, it is an accomplishment. But I don't see any reason why you can't do that. If you're shooting close to one MOA at 100 yards, you ought to be able to walk it out if you got good dope and a good scope.
Yeah.
It's just going to be more inconsistent than jacketed bullets. But I want to. I hope y'all have enjoyed the topics tonight. I think we've tried to do something for everybody tonight. I think it's been a good show so far. And, we've got just a few more minutes left, and we'll start going through the room. Has anybody not talked about their favorite jacketed bullets?
No, I think we hit everyone.
I didn't talk much about handgun favorite jacketed bullets. Again, it's just for me. It's just for carry, and I really like the HSTs, gold dots. XTP is a good bullet, but I kind of skim by it because I think there's better ones. But those are the two that I really like: the gold dots and the HSTs. I'll always pick those first. HSTs.
What is the HST?
It's Federal's personal protection bullet. They got them in pretty much all the pistol calibers.
When you put a gold dot next to an XTP, you can kind of see what CW is saying. Just the way that copper is on that top end, it definitely see a difference with the.
Yeah, the XTP is a great bullet, but I just think those other two are just a little bit better. And you got some others that are really good. The older silver tips were a really good bullet. The newer ones aren't what they used to be. There's a number of them that were from the same designers. Starfire was a PMC bullet. Golden Saber was a Remington bullet. Black Talon was a Winchester bullet. Those all had a lot of similarities in how they were designed and how they worked. They just didn't get some of them did, but they didn't get the acknowledgement. You know, that PMC had a solid copper bullet. It was a tube for a while there. It was an actual tube. And we used to call them the Fearless Fosdick bullets. The older guys will know who that is. That's a Dick Tracy character who had cookie cutter holes through them in every episode. Those bullets were available in 44 special and 38 special. I should do a video on my ammo drawer. I got hundreds and hundreds of bullets of all different shapes and sizes and obscurities, and all the way back to the first metallic cartridges. I should do a video on that. I think guys might find that interesting.
See the
classic hunting bullet, the deadliest mushroom in the woods. They're a really good bullet, and they always have been.
Well, because I just loaded up some 243 with those old Remington core locks. I was doing some testing for single shot 243. That's neat. You brought those up.
I've got some Remington core lock bullets over there somewhere.
You used to be able to buy them.
These were the old,
the
old red box.
Silver tips too. You could buy silver tips for reloading.
Well, the 360 Buckhammer will only be available to start with the Remington core locks and the Federal.
Federal's going to come out probably by summertime, they said, with two loads. I don't know what they're going to be, but two different loads. And Remington's also going to be coming out with a 150 grain, which I'm not so excited about, but people like velocity, so they'll like it.
Well, I think their initial offering is going to be 180 grain.
Yeah, 180 and then 200. Yep.
Well, they also have to understand that anybody that's going to buy the 360 Buckmaster is only going to buy it for brass so they can reload their own.
You think?
Guilty. And bullets too.
I'm just saying, if anybody from Remington is watching this, that's the only reason we're going to buy your ammo.
I'll be making them out of 30-30s.
Any bets on how long it takes Starline to come out with the brass?
They're pretty quick. They're going to jump.
Yeah, I'm really hoping and praying CVA and what's the other one there that's with them? I said it in the beginning. I can't think of their name. I always forget them.
Contender.
No, the contender won't. The contender won't work with the 360 because of the pressure levels, but the Encore will.
Okay.
Encore will. Oh boy, what they Traditions.
Oh, okay.
Traditions and CVA have a similar rifle, and I hope that they jump on board because they're going to be a $300 to $400 rifle. It's a little more economical for entry level. The single shot Henry isn't bad, but it's still $500, $550. My problem with that is the stocks. They have quite a bit of drop in them, and even though they're drilled and tapped for a scope, the stocks just don't line up with a scope very well for me. They have a lot of drop. They work out good with open sights, but I want to have a scope on it. So they don't work out well for me.
So what's the idea behind this new round they're all talking about? This Buckhammer or whatever. What's the idea behind it?
It's a cartridge that's designed and built for states that are traditionally shotgun states that have opened up their regulations to allow high-powered rifles. but they restrict the power of the rifles, and they think they're doing that by limiting the length of the case, the diameter of the bullet, to get a power range that's similar, or they think is similar to what a shotgun was. So most or many of the states have a 1.8-inch case length, and that's what this Buckhammer is built to. It's a 1.8-inch length case. It's 35 caliber because most of the states require a 357 or larger diameter. Some of the states stop at 50 caliber, so you can't have some of the bigger 50s. So you've got a limitation of 35 to 50 caliber, 1.8 inches long. So many of the existing calibers, what everybody brings up is the 3855, the 3240, the 375, the 444, the 4570. None of those are legal because they're all longer than 1.8 inches.
Right.
One that just skates in is the 460 Western. That one just skates in, and that's just under 1.8.
So what range do they reckon you're going to be able to shoot this thing at?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
So what range are you going to be able to shoot this gun at? If it's
going to be a shorter range proposition, just because of what it is. But you could probably stretch it power wise to 250 if you had an accurate gun.
Now, how heavy the bullet's going to be?
Initially 180 and 200, with a 150 coming later this year.
And then what sort of speeds?
200 grain is advertised at just over 2200. So a little bit warmer than the old 35 Remington.
So that's going to shoot a lot further than a shotgun. It's going to shoot a lot further than a shotgun.
Yes.
So how can they judge it against a shotgun?
Well, just like we should learn by now, is our politicians are ignorant to guns and gun circles and how they work and how they operate. So they were sold a bill of goods. I'm glad we've got these states that are allowing centerfire rifles. But you're right, they're more powerful than shotguns. But shh, don't tell them. Shh.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking. I'm just interested because I the first time I'd seen this is when somebody put it a stream on from the SHOT Show, and I just wondered what new round, what the idea of it was.
Yeah, I've started a whole bunch of threads in different forums across the webs that I get on, and by and large, I get the same exact comments from the same guys. What do we need another caliber for? And they're totally missing the point. We don't. It doesn't do anything that we don't have calibers to do. And you're 100% right, but you're too practical, because with that thinking, all you need is a 22 long rifle, a 12 gauge, and a 30-06. You don't need anything else, because that will do everything you need. So just let's dispel that rumor and put it to bed, because it's just it's not neat. It's not.
Don't forget the 4-wheel drive.
So realistically, we only have 2 calibers that have been built for straight action, straight wall caliber states. 2. We've got a whole bunch that qualify, but we've got 2 that have been made for it: the 350 Legend and the 450 Bushmaster. So we really only have 3 now. So it's not like we're flooded with all these calibers for straight wall states. Everybody forget
a very
7
good
mag
point.
is fine, the 41 mag is fine, the 44 mag is fine, 45 Colt, 454 Casull, 460 Smith & Wesson. They're all perfectly fine and adequate for these straight wall states. But we kind of forget we already have those.
So it's a straight wall. There's no bottleneck on it at all. It's just a straight
no bottleneck, but it can be tapered. It's just straight. More parallel wall is probably truer. But
Yeah.
Sorry to waste time, Jamie, but I just was interested. That's all.
not at all. A lot of people.
Hey,
It's a hot topic.
That's not wasting time, but we do have to start going through the room, because we got to clear the floor for Mr. Gizzard Gary, who comes on at 10. So if you guys aren't busy after this, y'all can go watch them for a while. So, Hillbilly Up, it was great to see you on here tonight. Nice to have you with us. You can go first if you want to tell us what you're up to.
Alrighty, and just one more thing. I remembered this. I went and ran and grabbed it since we're talking about jacketed bullets. This is, let's see, can you see that? I turned that light on. But this is just a focus. You silly thing. You're not gonna
Put your hand behind it.
Okay, this is just a flat nose full metal jacket, and you can see how um, it didn't like it's not mushroomed at all, right? Okay, I dug that out of my backstop. I'm rebuilding my backstop, and I dug that out just so like people can see the difference. I mean, there's like there's no mushrooming on this or whatever, and it's just a practice round or whatever. But I just remembered I had that, and so I ran and grabbed it. But that's something you might look at, if you're deer hunting or whatever. But anyway, I just want to thank you guys for having me on. I've had a blast. It's always fun on here. I mean, great side chat, great panel, and everything. Um, I'm going to do the Saturday night again, 9 o'clock Central, or 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern, and guns, beer, and therapy. So we had a lot of fun the last few weeks, Saturdays doing that. Had a lot of great people on there. I really enjoyed it. And so as long as people want to do it, we'll continue to do that and have some fun.
Sounds
Fun
good, man.
time, man. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you guys.
I had a good time over with Hillbilly. Y'all go check them out on Saturday nights if you're not otherwise obligated. Mac, man, thanks for being here, brother.
That's
What
great.
you got? What are you working on this week?
So, just to bring you up to date, I'm going to do the raffle draw next week for the whole Echo thing we did. We raised quite a bit of money for him. It's all been sent to him. He's received it all. I spoke to him today because I sent the last money to him today, and he thanked everybody. They had a great Christmas. They managed to have decent food. They kept the lights on all over Christmas, and I really appreciate everybody who donated and bought raffle tickets. So just a huge thank you to everybody who was involved with that. During the week, midweek or something, I'm going to do the draw for the 3 prizes. I'll get that done. The reason I haven't put much out is I'm trying to sort out and build a new computer system so I can start live streaming in here. There's new cameras come in and everything, so I want to step up my game a bit as well. So, but I'm going to do the draw next week, and that's about it really. I'm going to try and get out shooting next weekend. But just thanks for having me, guys. I really enjoy being on here with all you guys.
We appreciate you joining us.
Yeah, good to see you, man.
Always, and I appreciate what you've done for Echo. And I've been meaning to make a donation. Maybe we'll talk next week or two. But thanks for being here, man. Y'all check out Mac Man if you hadn't already. Mr. Walter, what you got coming up this week?
Well, I got a few things going on. First of all, thanks for inviting me on the panel again. I always enjoy it and look forward to Friday nights. Fun to kind of watch the side chat ripping and roaring over there like the Mississippi in springtime, man. Boy, those guys are just tearing it up. And that's great. I learned a lot from listening to the fellows over there in the side chat there too. So I got a couple things happening. I'm going to go shoot this weekend. 6-shooter Texan had made that mold for the 380, and he had some trouble with the last time he went out shooting it, and it looked like his target looked like a scattergun target, and he had loaded them on his little dandy. Well, since then I have acquired a little dandy myself, so I'm going to load exactly the same. In fact, I'd loaded them up. I'm going to take them to the range tomorrow. Exactly the same load that he did, using the same rotor, the same powder, the same bullet, seated at the same depth, and go see if the same thing happens to me, and then report back to him. I don't know if I'll do video of that, but we'll see. But anyway, so I'm going to do that tomorrow. And then I have this, I haven't officially started the series that I've been working on for the Hensley & Gibbs number 68 style bullet for 45 ACP. I got 7 different molds that cast a bullet that claims linkage and heritage to that bullet. So, hey, Bulldog. So I'm going to be kind of kicking that off officially this coming week with the video and explain what that series is all about, what we're going to do with it, and what metrics we're going to take and what shooting we're going to do and all that kind of stuff. So that'll crack the end of next week sometime. So that's what I got going on. I'll be busy.
You make great videos, Walter. Thanks for all you do. And thanks for
Thank you,
being
sir.
here. Mr. Gene from the Hot Pot. What's going on, brother?
Oh, thanks for having me, Jamie. I had a good day at school today. I learned a lot. You know, the more you think you know, the less you know. That's for sure. Well, Michael Dunn said, I got some more product videos coming up. Got more stuff in. I like stuff. I love stuff. Stuff makes the world go round. They had a great side chat tonight, man. They were banging out there tonight, man. I learned so much by reading that and listening to you guys. I always appreciate being here. And man, I got a new project coming in, so I'll be doing a little series on it, and you'll be seeing it very shortly. But everybody out there in the side chat and the panel, always remember to live, love, laugh, and reload.
Thanks for being here, Gene. You're the best, brother.
Thank you, sir.
We really appreciate you. Mock, what's happening?
Well,
Cool range report this week.
yeah, I had a couple of them back to back, 2 days in a row.
Yeah, that's
But
cool.
I'm going to be using some store-bought bullets and the 50 Beowulf. Get out there and see if I can't bruise my shoulder a little bit. Wanted to say hello to Booze and Bullets out there in the crowd. We missed you, James Pollard. The rest of you side chat guys, y'all are awesome. Thank you for coming out and hanging out. It's good to see all you. I don't interact with that side chat as much as I used to, but I'm here and I'm glad to see you there. And we got January weather going on, so we're making it through that. But y'all stay safe, and we'll pass it on.
Thanks for being here, brother. Keep them range reports coming. I kind of want to check out that press too, Tommy boy. Looks, I bet it's interesting. Mock loves you, Mock. Mark for the Sea loves you, man.
Y'all are awesome.
So, CW, what do you got working on this week?
I never know. I don't have anything really planned other than my Friday night video. But I'll find something to talk about. I maybe I'll do a video on I got a rifle or a rifle and handgun drawer and a shotgun drawer. Maybe I'll do a couple videos on old shells and cartridges and that. I see if somebody likes that, finds that interesting. But I dropped a couple videos today on 380 and then fixing a mistake or a problem that I had with some of those cartridges. So they've been pretty popular. They've got a lot of views, and my 360 video is, I've been talking to Jamie, it's just exploded. I picked up so many new subs and so many comments. It's just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of comments. It's really incredible. It's my top video so far, and it's probably earned me 50 or 60 new subs. So thank you very much to everybody. If anybody's here, I really appreciate it. Love to see the activity and all new faces. And speaking of all the faces, yeah, the side chat was really hopping, and it was really good to talk to you guys. I tried to keep comments going on and keep up with what's going on, but I know I missed more than a few comments, and I apologize to any of those. Usually we Jamie, myself, Kyle can see what's going on and post up comments when we have things addressed to each of us. So if we missed them, we apologize. If you don't see a comment you made responded to, don't be afraid to post up again. We'll catch it. And that's about it. I hope everybody has a great week, and God bless everybody. Kyle, what's going on?
I am going to fire up the Ricky Baird mold once again. I'm trying to work up a 5-gallon bucket of bullets out of this thing. So I'm gonna fire that up in the morning. We're going to take the dog and do a little running around. Next weekend, I may or may not be here. It depends on what happens. We're supposed to go visit my uncle up in North Carolina, and it's rare that he has internet reception. So I'm not sure about that, but we're going to go up there and play some guitar and uh, have a good time. We're just going to stay safe, exercise the dogs, and uh, do some reloading stuff while we can, while the war department's at work. I'm gonna do as much as I can, and we'll just pick it up on the backside.
Did you see Dan's comment, Jamie?
I did. Yeah, I just responded to it. So we had a good crowd tonight. We thank y'all for choosing to spend some time with us. Like I tell you all the time, your time is your most valuable commodity. You are allotted a certain amount, and we don't know how much it is. The Lord decides that, and we
Amen.
appreciate you deciding to spend some of your allotment with us on Friday nights. Uh, you guys are awesome. Thank y'all for being here. No, no Gizzard Gary show tonight, as G23 informed us. So guess y'all have to find something else to do. But we appreciate it. I got an idea. Go check your ammo. See how much you need to rotate it and how much you need to go buy.
Don't need to rotate it; need to load it up.
Yeah, that's a fact. So, guys, we appreciate y'all. Check out tomorrow night. G, you having a thing tomorrow night at 6. Uncle Jim at 8. Our buddy Hillbilly up at 9 tomorrow. All tomorrow night. You gotta flip a coin, boys. I'm telling you what. So, then Sunday night on the Scottish Americans channel, we'll have foreign and domestic. Remember Tuesday night the Reloading podcast, and somebody's gonna have to do something on Thursdays. Anyway, we hope the Lord blesses y'all all real good, and if He's willing, we'll see you next Friday night at 8 o'clock. Say good night, y'all.